This is called a Shruti box. It's like a synthesizer before there was like anything digital. So it's basically like a cousin of like an accordion or a hurdy-gurdy. You pump the air in and it pushes it through an assortment of different reeds that are made of metal. And yeah, it vibrates those to create a note, or two, or three.
It makes me feel like I'm looking off into a sunset and contemplating my life choices that brought me to this very moment. What have I done? Who am I? Will I ever be whole again?
I think once Niko gets in there with some more minor stuff, it'll really balance it out, you know?
I put in an order for a new hand pan back in October, and it's finally been finished. It covers more notes, it covers the notes I like to play. It's a very pretty looking hand pan, and the sound. That's my first time really playing it since I got it. Right there. There's three main present notes in each one of these. The notes are kind of oval. The size of it creates your root note. And then basically the tension and the size on each side creates the fifth and the octave. And so each one of these notes is like playing a chord, and then when you play multiple notes in a chord, you're just getting stacks and stacks and stacks of overtones. Another cool thing about the resonance is that you can hit a note and make it wah. So people call this a hang drum because the first one ever made was called a hang drum. Hong means hand. That's like the trademarked name that they give it. The generic term is a hand pan. The person that invented the hang drum had studied how to make steel drums for like 12 years and started making musical sculptures. And one of the musical sculptures was the hang drum. All right, I should probably get to work. It's like Ren's having Houdini problems. Houdini problems? Houdini problems. Houdini problems. Houdini problems.
I was dead set on learning Unreal Engine like last December. Sam has a ton of experience with Unreal at this point. Peter's freaking making video games with a butt-munching Dean.
Yeah, there we go. It's like, no, no.
Niko's even gotten into it, and Clint's gotten into it. So I was like, okay, I have a couple options here. I can learn Unreal, or I could try to learn something else that can maybe complement what they're doing in Unreal, because, you know, Houdini does work nicely with game engines like Unreal and Unity. I can create assets for them if they need them. Houdini will unlock just like the upper echelon of advanced complex simulations. I'm like ready to do that. I'm tired of being like, I'm only gonna make Neville Longbottom shatter like an egg and reveal a skeleton. Like, no, I want him to like explode and turn it into dust and a liquid blood just pouring out everywhere and washing up, and eyeballs like dangling out of his face, and that got brutal really quickly, I'm sorry.
That's like the really suspenseful, like ominous note that comes in.
D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C. So that's your scale, right? And that just repeats. So a 2 and a 4 and a 6 makes a chord, or a 3 and a 5, or 2 and a 4, or 1 and a 3. Mine is flipped from yours. If I'm playing on my left side, your notes on your right side are the notes that I'm playing.
Okay, so it's symmetrical, basically.
Hit these three.
I didn't realize the act of rendering was in and of itself a complicated process. I'm hoping this works, but this is literally my 8th attempt at trying to get a render to work. And it should be done by the time I come in tomorrow, assuming my computer doesn't crash. Here's my prayer to the rendering gods. Have a good night, Hannah.
You too. Whatever happened to the band that you were in with Sam and Jake? We stopped playing music because the rest of life happened. Things like Corridor Digital. Outside of my responsibilities in Corridor Digital and spending time with my wife and my kid, I've chosen video games and one-wheeling. and playing the drums and the handpan as my activities. You know, don't have time to do everything.
If I had infinite time, I'd learn everything, but I don't have infinite time, so I gotta pick and choose my battles.
Yeah.
Those guys already know Unreal. It's like as if we're in a band and they all play electric guitar. It's like they don't need another electric guitar in this band. How about I learn the bass or the drums or learn how to lead sing?
I can't really explain why, but you can absolutely tell who a person is by the instrument they play. Niko's originally a drummer. Drummer is the backbone, they're the beat keeper. They keep the time. With Niko's chill demeanor and like his kind of more like laid back style, like the handpan almost seems like a natural next step from that. Nick's always juggling so much. He's like the showrunner of the crew channel. And then on top, did a feature film totally in his free time outside of work. Playing the shooting box and the mandolin at the same time was the epitome of what Nick is able to do and do so well. Clint's favorite thing to do is absorb all the knowledge that he can absorb. He loves learning 3D, he loves learning music. You know, when something's new and he's excited about it, he just dives full on and he wants to learn it.
I'm a hop in here.
I just want to be involved, basically. My whole career, I've been called a jack of all trades type of person. I know a lot of things about a lot of things, I guess. There happened to be a keyboard in here, I might have sat down there instead of grabbing a guitar. Whatever the instrument is that helps me flow with the band, whatever the band needs at that time to make this the best thing possible, I'm happy to jump into that role.
Christian definitely has to wear a lot of hats. You can always rely on Christian to do whatever he does well.
We used to have this saying, everybody here at Corridor is a jazz player because they have to be adaptable. Things are constantly changing, things are constantly developing. You have to sometimes roll with the punches or roll with the changes or roll with the schedule, find out how to contribute to the overall project, and that's exactly what we do here in video form.
breakdown. Just rip ass. Get that audio, nice resonance too.
Yeah, just like.
That is a really cool technique, though, dude. I wish you could do that on guitar, dude.
It's just a pinch harmonic.
Yeah.
Guitar. I can't.
But
take
it's the literal bending of the air. It's like bending the sound waves. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we found some good little grooves there.
Yeah.
I feel like we found it. You find those moments, you know, and then you readjust.
You guys tried this book.
Masterfully crafted. I really just wanted to 3D model this when I first saw it. I was like, wow. That's the nerdiest thing ever. Ooh, that's a jam.
Hey, can I inquire as to what the is going on down here?
We're recording a vlog.
You're recording a vlog?
Yeah.
What are you guys recording? A live concert series presented by AT&T?
Now it is.
Should we do that meeting?
Let's do that.
Y'all have been down here for like an hour and a half.
There's a weird effect they can do where they like woo woo woo, like they do a weird sound on the top. I don't know how to do it.